Hey guys, what's up? This is Josh doing a weekly update. I'm a couple days late. It's Tuesday when I normally do this on a Sunday. But either way, it still works. Got a lot of tomatoes on my microtoms. They're doing very well. I still got to pull some of them off. Some of them are getting super ripe. Might put them in a salad or something. I like how, that they produce tomatoes and such, and they're not bad. They don't have a very sweet taste to them, though. Could be because I didn't put enough molasses into the water to sweeten them up. But if anybody has any suggestions on how to sweeten up the tomatoes, like what to put in the water, because I use Floramato on it. Then I've also used this stuff here called CalMag Plus. That's calcium, magnesium. And, which I found a better way to get magnesium, a cheaper way to get magnesium, and I'll show you that here in a second for tomatoes because they like magnesium, and so does a lot of plants. But these are the tomatoes, and they're coming in, they're doing pretty well. So there's not very many. That's the other thing I don't like about it, is that sure I get like 10 per plant, but like I can eat 20 of these in like one sitting and still want more tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? So I'll have to just pick them and put them in a bowl and eat them. Some of them are really tiny. Like that one down there, it's pretty ripe. They're all kind of tiny, but they're microtoms. So, what do you expect? Alright, so, done with this room. Alright. Now, I want to show you, I use this fish magnet thing here to get the algae off the side of the tank so I can see in it better. And they started eating the algae whenever I was pulling it off the tank. I'd see them munching on that, so supposedly it's supposed to be good for them. So the fish are getting pretty big. I think a lot of these are males. I don't know why, but it's so hard for me to tell between them. I haven't actually been like perfectly like, yes, this one is a female. They all kind of look like males. So I'm having trouble figuring that out. And I don't know. If worse comes to worse and I have all males, I'll just let them grow up to full size, and I'll start back over with some more fry, and I'll just get some more from Suburban Gardener or something. So you probably can't see them down there. Let me see if I can get my light. These guys down here are pretty big as well. The water looks a little murky, so I'm going to need to maybe do a water change here pretty soon. But other than that, so far so good. My filter should be cleaning that water pretty well, though. Maybe one of them's full. I had to pull some fish out of here because for some reason I was getting, like, one of them was, like, dying on me. I got a couple that are still alive in there. I don't know why they're dying on me. They didn't get very much light, so I assumed that maybe that was a problem. Maybe they weren't eating or they couldn't find food. But the carrots are out of control. I mean, they're everywhere. I'm supposed to harvest them in July. That's the amount of time that it takes carrots from when I started them. I forget when. It might have been April that I started. But I poured some Epsom salt, which is magnesium sulfate. I got a bag of Epsom salt for like $2.50 in there to try and see if the plants needed some magnesium maybe, and that's why they were having trouble holding their leaves on and stuff, so maybe that'll help. I didn't pour too much in, so maybe I need to put more, but plants love magnesium, so Epsom salt is a really good solution for that. So yeah, that's about it for here. I made this addition here. I got the lights hanging from up here, and I got lettuce growing. This lettuce is maybe less than a week old, because I don't think the last video that I have had this on it. So it's growing pretty fast, especially for being, in rock that probably doesn't have a very good base bacteria. You know what I mean? So that one's doing pretty well. I might just tie this other container into the same tank as well, and just put because I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull the water up from this bottom one very well, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, outdoors now. Oh, and my zucchini plant that I have outside, that's my aquaponics system, I pulled 2 zucchini off of it, and I've got one of them. Let me see if I can't find it. Yeah. Here's one. If you can see how big it is. it was pretty big. This one grew in a week. From being like that tall, that big. It grew in 1 week. It was amazing. And I pulled 2 of them off of there so far. 2 of them off of the plant, and we've already eaten 1 of them, and I ate it, and it tasted good. So I was happy. Very little. I don't think there was any seeds. There might have been a couple seeds. You don't want them to get too big because then they get full with seeds, and they're hard to fry up or cook, however you decide to cook them. But there's my watermelon. If you guys watched the last video, you'll see the difference between size. This thing is like softball size. Now, it's pretty crazy. I'm really happy with it. I pollinated a couple more, but they didn't take for some reason. They're not growing. I pollinated the same way I did this first one here, and nothing's coming from it. So I'm kind of bummed about that, but at least I've got one started. I pollinated a few flowers down there, and they didn't take, so maybe next time. You probably can't see them very well, but the fish in here are doing really well. The plants, I pulled out a bunch of broccoli because it started to bolt, and I got marigolds here to attract good beneficial insects. Ooh, it's starting to rain. I'm going to have to speed this up. And I got tomato plants here and a bunch of bees. Can you see that guy? Yeah, there he is. You can see him. I got a bunch of bees. So those marigolds, the bees really like them, and you know me, I like to make the bees happy. So, yeah, this fish tank's doing pretty well too. This is where I pulled, yeah, this zucchini plant here is where I pulled 2 of them off. Got a couple more, I think, growing. Or no, I can see one that's growing right now. Yeah. So I don't know how well it's doing. It looks like it might be having some trouble. But I got the watermelon, another smaller watermelon plant, and I think some cucumber. I think this is a cucumber plant. And that might be squash, but I'm not sure. But they're doing really well so far. As of my praying mantises, they have not hatched yet. But it's been only maybe a couple weeks, or maybe a week. So I'm not too upset about that. I believe this is a cucumber, maybe. Either cucumber or a cantaloupe. I'm not quite sure yet. Looks like I've got some female flowers coming in that I can pollinate here pretty soon, which I'm happy about. Got some more watermelon plants coming in. Okra, right there. There's another okra, a few. Some peppers that are starting to flower. And hey, look, Japanese beetles. I'm gonna have to kill them. Uh-oh. Check it out. I got another casualty. This is one of the fish that I brought out from inside, and some of them didn't make it. It's raining kind of bad out here, so I might have to move up. But the onions are doing really well. Tomatoes over here doing pretty well. I've got potatoes that I hilled up quite a bit, so hopefully they do well. And then I'm not really sure what kind of flowers they are. Right here is, I moved my worm bin outside and tossed it in this white container so that I could save space and start up another worm colony so I can get some more worm tea. Here's one of the tomato plants here. Big tomatoes. I'm getting big ones. So I'm happy about that. I accidentally broke off a branch and was really upset about it. So what did I do? Stuck it in this pot. And it's survived the past week or so. So yeah, I've got plenty of tomatoes growing on here, so I'm happy about that. I'll have to do a soil garden update soon. Pepper plants here. I've got some basil over here that's doing really well. Yeah, basil. Tomato plants here that kind of got blew over in the storm. Buchalokia plants that are dying, and I'm assuming because the water's getting too hot, but I don't know, you never know. So, alright, well, I'm running out of time. Thanks for watching, and I'll have another garden update here pretty soon, so thanks a lot. Later.